A cave is not something that you would generally associate with a big forest full of giant trees. But believe it or not, tucked deep in the heart of Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park is a wonderful marble cave called Boyden Cavern. You can get tickets for the cave tours either online or in person. We were going with the in-person option, so we got there about 20 minutes before they opened just to ensure our spot in line. The ticket booth also doubles as a gift shop, so if you're a collector of national park swag, they definitely have something here for you. With tickets in hand, we headed back outside to the parking lot to enjoy the South Fork of the Kings River while we waited for the tour to start. You will be meeting your group behind the gift shop at this very obvious starting point, and pretty soon, it was our time to go. Something that we found pretty interesting about this tour is that unlike the Carlsbad Caverns where you're dropping down into a hole in the ground, to get to this cave you will be climbing a short but pretty steep hill. One thing that we recommend is that if you are a slow hiker or you know you're going to need to take breaks, which is totally fine, you may want to start in the back of the pack. There aren't many places to pull over and let people by, so if you have to stop in the middle of the trail, you're going to cause a little bit of a traffic jam. This approach should take somewhere around 5 minutes, and soon you will be at the entrance for Boyden Cavern. Once everyone had clawed their way to the top of the hill, we got a small second to meet our guide, ask some questions, and go over the rules of the cave. After that, it was time to head in. I was the last person in our group, so it was my job to seal us into the cave for the next hour. These caves are insanely difficult to film in, so over the course of this video, we will be using video and pictures. Unlike the 𝐿𝐿𝐼 cave, which is pretty much completely natural, they have installed a lighting system here. Don't get me wrong, this cave is extremely dark in certain spots, but the lighting does a great job of highlighting certain features. You are welcome to bring your own flashlight into the cave, but please be respectful with it. Don't be shining it all over the place all crazy, because the ambiance of the cave is really neat. Unlike the first explorers of these caves, we do have some nice luxuries to enjoy, like these bridges, some handrails, and our lights. It's pretty wild to think of it, but the first explorers of these caves only had lanterns, and they could hardly see anything. The cave was discovered in the late 1800s by a man named J. Putnam Boyden. And he loved it here. So much in fact that he actually lived in the cave for 10 years before passing away from hypothermia. Speaking of hypothermia, these caves are great at many things, but one of the things they're best at is regulating their temperatures, and it gets pretty cold in here. This cave is 55 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, and while I was okay in a t-shirt and shorts, if you get cold easy, you may want to bring a jacket. If you plan on visiting the cave, just know that it is not open year-round. Its season does depend on the weather, but it's typically open from late April to mid-November. Even though this cave may not be anywhere near as massive as Crystal Cave or some of the other more popular caves, it still has plenty of all of the popular cave formations like stalactites, stalagmites, flowstone, pendants, and shields. And just in case you didn't know the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite, here's something that may help you remember. Stalactites hold tight to the ceiling, and stalagmites might reach the ceiling one day. And if they do, they won't be a stalagmite anymore, they'll be a column. On the tour, it's very important that you don't touch any of the features because some of them are incredibly fragile, like this one here that is so thin that the light shines right through it. At this point in the tour, you will be dropping down from the paved path onto a natural floor. They have done their best to clear it out, but you do need to watch your step. Along the way, you will be learning tons of information about the cave. Our guide was extremely knowledgeable. Not only did we learn a lot along the tour, but he gave us some pretty solid dad jokes as well. As easy as it would be for me just to play his live audio this entire time, I feel like this tour is something that you have to experience for yourself. We are now nearing the back of the cave, and this is actually where some of our favorite parts of the tour took place. For some reason, the features seemed just a little bit more defined in the back, and it really reminded me of the King's Palace tour in Carlsbad Caverns. After passing by this really neat feature on the right side, we ended up in one of the coolest rooms on the tour, and it's this room right here. Not only is it a pretty tall room, but the ceiling is absolutely covered in massive stalactites. This is one of the reasons why I'm so glad that we have modern lighting, because I don't even know if Mr. Boyden got to enjoy this cave in all of its glory. From this room, you will need to watch your head because you're going to be going into a really small hallway. I think even V had to duck a little bit. Along the way, we passed this formation that had water dripping off of it. And by the way, this water carries calcium and other minerals which help form all of these features. And soon we were standing at the base of one of our favorite formations, which is the Christmas tree. From here, you will be heading into the cave just a little bit further before you reach the turnaround point. After a couple more dad jokes, it was time to turn around and head back under the Christmas tree. But don't go anywhere just yet because this cave does have an alternate exit if you are a little bit more on the adventurous side. If you have been on other cave tours before, you may have experienced something that is known as a blackout. That is where the guide turns off his lights and everybody else turns off their lights as well. It's not common in this day and age that you get to be in pure darkness. And while I can't give you the full experience, it kind of looks like this. You will be making your way back through the cave for a little bit before you will come to the fork, where you can either take the fun way out or you can just go back out the way that you came in, and there's nothing wrong with that. If your group can't come to a unanimous decision, that is totally fine too, because both routes meet up at the entrance to the cave. The fun way isn't anything too extreme, it just makes its way along the natural floor of the cave. Along the way, there are some parts that are very dark, and there are also some tight squeezes as well. I can get a little bit claustrophobic at times, but there were no points along the fun exit that were too overwhelming for me. After winding our way through a maze of twists and turns, we started to see daylight. And our time in Boyden Cavern had come to an end. After climbing this short staircase, we were reunited with the rest of the tour that did not take the fun exit, and it was time to head back down that steep hill. Even though this is not a strenuous hike like Angel's Landing, grippy shoes will make your life a little bit easier both on the way up and down this hill. As we make our way back down to the base of the hill, we want to know, what is your favorite cave? Please let us know in the comments below. We always love exploring new caves, and if you have one that we haven't been to yet, we might just have to get out there and check it out. And that is going to do it for our video about our adventure in Boyden Cavern. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. If you have suggestions for future adventures that you'd like to see us do, let us know in the comments below. And for all the information about Boyden Cavern as well as other awesome adventures inside Kings Canyon National Park, head on over to 𝐿𝑖𝐍𝐿𝑖𝐻𝐿𝑖𝐿𝑖𝐻𝐿𝑖𝐻𝐿𝐼.com.